All right, here we go. It's a brand new Flyers Daily for the 17th of February, 2024. Flyers Daily, as always, presented by Ticketmaster. Make more memories live. This is a little bit different of an episode. Flyers, of course, will be in action coming up tonight at 8 o'clock, and they'll take on the New Jersey Devils, team right behind them in the standings. But where we are recording today's episode of Flyers Daily is definitely not the home studio. For those watching on YouTube, you can see that kind of got this plain white wall behind me. But what is in front of me is certainly not plain. So I'll turn the camera around for those watching on YouTube, and you can see what I'm looking at as we record this at 6 o'clock Eastern on Friday night. There it is. The ice surface at MetLife Stadium. The Flyers will take on the New Jersey Devils. Also, the ice surface where the Flyers practiced earlier Friday afternoon at 3 p.m., where Sean Couturier was on the ice for practice. Cam York was on the ice for practice for the Philadelphia Flyers. And this is the site where, of course, the Stadium Series game will take place tonight between the Flyers and the Devils. And while obviously a huge stadium, and you can see, just how big it is inside here in MetLife Stadium, and what the atmosphere might be like for the players, and a full building, and what will probably be a pretty mixed crowd between Flyer fans and Ranger fans. The Jonas Brothers are going to be performing, and it's still a game that has a ton of meaning because it's a 4-point game with the team that trailing you in the standings. That's the New Jersey Devils. Flyers are the third-place team in the division through 55 games with 65 points, and the Devils are the fourth-place team in the division with 58 points in 53 games. So if you can get 2 points, win in regulation, you go to 67, then you're 9 points up because you withhold the Devils from getting 2 points in the standings. And that gap between 3 and 4 is an important one because the top 3 teams in the division automatically in the playoffs, you don't have to fall into the wild card category. Maybe both wild card teams will come from the Atlantic. Maybe one will come from the Atlantic, one from the Metro, or both from the Metro. We'll see how that plays out. But don't even mess with that. That's why the game coming up tonight is very important. And it was really good to see Sean Couturier, who took that slash in Toronto, looked to just above the kneecap on his left leg, and really looked gimpy and on the ice, if you will, after it took it. He came out for one, I think, very short shift, about 20, 22 seconds. And then we didn't see him in the final 6 minutes of the game. So really good to see him back out there. He had no limp, skated totally fine. So maybe it was just Arlie or probably a nice bruise to go along with it for Sean Couturier, but he's back. He didn't look limited in any shape or form, so that's good news. And also Cam York was out there as well, and the only 2 players missing are obviously Rasmus Ristolainen and Tyson Forster, but good participation for the practice. They practiced for about 15, 20 minutes. Didn't go through a grueling practice, more just kind of, feel the ice surface, get your spatial awareness, your environment's kind of, your eye used to the fact that the fans are going to be not on top of the ice. They're a good distance away. And you're outdoors. It's just a different feeling when you play out here. I mean, there was planes flying by as the team is practicing relatively low to the top of the stadium. So you definitely hear it and see it. So that was the practice. They had a family skate after that as well. And they'll get ready for the game, which comes up tonight at 8 o'clock. Now, the practice was during daylight at 3 o'clock. It was pretty sunny out, although the sun kind of tucked in behind. It wasn't shining on the ice. Reports are that the ice was very good, but the game will be under the lights. As I sit here now, it's under the lights. So there'll be a little bit of difference there, but certainly going to be a great environment here. Now, New Jersey, a team that had a lot of expectations coming into this year. They're 4-5-1 in their last 10, as are the Flyers. They are -5 in goal differential. And their last bunch of games, they had, going back to the 25th of January, a 3-2 loss against Carolina on the road, 6-3 loss against Tampa on the road, came home, beat a good Colorado team 5-3, but then lost at home against Calgary 5-3, lost to Carolina in overtime, 1-0 on the road. Then they beat Seattle 3-1 at home, beat Nashville 4-2 on the road, and then they lost their last game 2-1 at home versus the Los Angeles Kings. And this is the Stadium Series game is considered a home game for the Devils, not a home game for the Flyers. They'll be the road team in this game. So Flyers, Devils tonight. But in this episode, we check in with a few people. You know, all the dignitaries are out and here at the Stadium Series, and a big event for the NHL, important game for the Flyers. So let's get into some of our interviews that we conducted. Let's start with the chairman. I had a chance to catch up with Dan Hilferty yesterday at Flyers practice, and here's that conversation. We are live on Flyers Daily from the Stadium Series. Practice going on right now with Dan Hilferty. How are you?
Jason, I'm great. This is so exciting. Here we are at MetLife Stadium. The Flyers are excited. I talked to the players. We all as fans are thrilled as well. So it's a big day today and tomorrow.
Really cool environment here. It's funny because you have the alumni weekend a couple of weeks ago, big events around that, another big event today. This Flyers are on stage.
We are on center stage, and, you know, there's a good feeling around the organization as a whole. I feel like the walls have been broken down between the business side and the hockey side, and we're just enjoying each other's company and trying to build a culture of success and a culture of greatness.
Dan, this season has been unexpected, the result for a lot of people, but damn, it's been fun, right?
Oh my gosh.
You're enjoying this.
I pinch myself every day. It's amazing. And the thing that I have really grown to admire is these players. They're just down to earth, good people who want to improve each other, improve as a team. And we as Philadelphia fans get to enjoy it every day.
Dan, no matter what business you're in, winning is good. What does winning bring culture-wise across the board, not only to the hockey side, but the business side, just everybody, the feeling of doing well and winning?
Well, I think, Jason, the main thing is when we think of this team, and you listen to Keith, you listen to Danny, you listen to Torts, we're also about the future. We're about making sure that we build for the future and we make the decisions we need to build for the future. But when you have a group of guys who are committed to each other and committed to winning, what it does, it sends a message out to the community. It brings fans back. And that message out to the community is one of, they're about winning. They're about bringing us along as fans. They're about bringing us along as a region, Philadelphia. And that's good to be part of it. We're seeing in season ticket sales for next year, already renewals are going better than they have in a number of years. So people are getting that we're on to something special.
And with the team on the ice, there's a lot of resilience. You know, the game in Toronto, the other down to it doesn't matter. They battle back. You know, life is full of obstacles and get knocked down, but it's what you do with that going forward. Ultimately, all that matters. I
agree, and it's kind of the way I look at it is you take these moments of success and you remember them, and they become part of who you are. And whether you're down 3-1, like we were the night before last, and you just keep fighting and fighting because you want it so bad. You like that feeling of winning. And by the way, we get to all come along, so it's pretty good.
Dan, enjoy this moment. It's a spectacular event that's going to take place. Thanks for doing it.
And thanks for all you do.
Great to check in with Dan Hilferty. He, like many, enjoying the spectacle of this event at MetLife Stadium, and just that the Flyers are on center stage again. And the Flyers are a very meaningful team in the NHL today. The NHL is better when the Flyers are a meaningful team and part of the mix, and they certainly have been that this year. One of the guys that I had a chance to catch up with as well, which you hear now, is a guy who's played in 2 outdoor games and is now the general manager of the Philadelphia Flyers. So different experience from being the player out there to now being the GM of your team playing in an outdoor game. Here's my conversation with Flyers GM Daniel Briere. It is Flyers Daily live from the Stadium Series with Flyers General Manager Daniel Briere. This is pretty cool. I know you've played in one, but how's it as a manager?
I'm figuring it out. It's pretty awesome to just have the chance. When I look back, I had the chance to play in 2 of those outdoor games. The family skate, the practice before and the family skate are probably the best part of this event. The game is fun. There's a lot of people, but it's a little bit out of context. It's tough to get into the rhythm, and we all have our own, routine and superstition. So it's a little tough at times to get into the game, but today is the best part. Practice, your friends, family here. It's the best part.
What is the spatial awareness difference? Because you're used to playing in an enclosed arena. Now all of a sudden there's planes going over, for goodness sake.
Yeah. You know what the toughest part is? You look through the glass and you don't see fans for, 100 feet. That's probably the toughest part. Big hits on the board. They don't sound the same when the puck bounces off the end board. It doesn't feel the same way. But it's things, it's one game. You have to adjust. It's just such a cool event that guys are willing to deal with, a little difference in the stadium and what they have to deal with.
Danny, this is very much a business trip, though. This today with the family, but tomorrow, come game time, the 2 points are still the same.
Yeah, today is the fun time. Tomorrow, this is such a big game. New Jersey is not far behind us, trailing us. We're in a playoff spot that we're trying to preserve. So this will be a big game and an important 2 points. I know it sounds cliche, but it is at this point of the season.
It's really a 4-point game. Last thing for you. Has the phone been burning up? But you're a popular guy around the NHL right now. We're getting closer to the deadline. Has the phone been buzzing?
It has. People are checking in. There's still a little bit of time. The good thing is, we don't need to do anything. We're in a good position. Our players, our coaches have put us in a great spot. So we'll see what happens. We're always listening, like I've been saying from the beginning. But I'm also really proud of our coaching staff, our players, the position they've put us in.
Yeah, they've handed you a lot of leverage. Leverage, a good thing for a GM, right?
Always. People are noticing. They appreciate what we're doing as a team and how hard our players are playing. That's the thing that everybody kind of notices. So it is what it is. It's a great position to be in.
Danny, enjoy this outdoor experience as a manager. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks, Jason.
Danny, once again, reiterating there that the Flyers are a team that has got some leverage and, some pieces that other team wants. We'll see how this plays out towards the NHL trade deadline. As I sit here and we're recording, I'll give everybody a little look-see here, but out come the New Jersey Devils onto the ice for their practice. You can probably see them down there in those red uniforms coming out of the tunnel, getting ready to walk onto the ice. Boy, those are really red jerseys. Almost like blood red jerseys. So the Flyers practiced at 3, had the family skate. They cut the ice, and then pretty much immediately after the Flyers got off the ice, the New York Rangers went out to prepare for their game against the New York Islanders. Had a chance to watch some of Rangers practice and Peter Laviolette. And then now the Devils are coming out for their practice to get ready for the game, which is now coming up tonight. Between them and the Philadelphia Flyers. Let's get to another one of our interviews from yesterday. You getting to talk to the GM, getting to talk to the chairman, and getting to talk to some players as well. I had a chance to catch up with a guy who I think is playing his best hockey of the year. That's Morgan Frost. Talking to him about gaining the awareness of playing on a surface like this and in a situation like this. So here's my conversation with Flyers center Morgan Frost. From the Stadium Series practice, we're with Flyers forward Morgan Frost. What's the ice like? How's it feel?
It's actually feels really nice, to be honest. I think there's a little bit of sun on it today, so I thought it might be soft, but skating out here, it feels really good, actually.
Does it take you back to your days growing up in Canada, heading down to the corner rink, playing outdoors?
Oh, yeah, that's probably one of the biggest things I miss. I remember I think it was like 3 Christmases ago. I got to go home for 2 days at Christmas, and I asked the trainers if I could bring my skates home and went on the pond with my buddies. So, definitely a lot of good memories growing up, and it brings it back a little bit, I guess.
How does the spatial awareness in here affect you? You're used to playing in an arena. This is outdoors. The plane just went by too.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. There's so much room in between the ice and the stands, so definitely a little bit getting used to. But looking out here, it looks so incredible, and it should be a great atmosphere.
How are you guys approaching it as players? Business trip, 2 points are on the line. You got to approach it. This game means just as much as any other one.
Yeah, I think it's the same way. I think there's probably going to be a little bit more fun had while we're out here and out for warm-ups. But once the game starts, it's treated the same as any other game, and hopefully come out with 2 points. It'll be a good one to remember.
Frosty, enjoy it. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you very much.
All right, there he is, Flyers center Morgan Frost. As we get ready for the Stadium Series game, Devils now taking the ice for their practice. And Flyers and Devils will come up tonight at 8 o'clock. Let's get to one more player conversation that I was able to have yesterday after practice as the players got out there on the ice, got to move around a little bit. One of the guys that's been really important for this Flyers team, for the culture and for the way they play on the ice, a true identity player, is Nick Seeler. He's been so good for the team this year, and a guy that has found great chemistry along with Sean Walker. His name's out there, but Nick Seeler and Sean Walker have been a steadying force for the Flyers on the blue line all season. Really the only pair that hasn't changed throughout this season. I had a chance to catch up with Seals yesterday after practice, talked to him about the game at hand and much more. So here's the conversation with Nick Seeler. How's it been here playing outdoors in this ginormous stadium?
Yeah, it's really cool. Actually, I wasn't sure what to expect. Obviously, you see pictures and stuff like that, but yeah, I mean, you can tell tomorrow's going to be a lot of fun if it's going to be packed, and we're excited.
When you're playing outdoors like this, and for you as a D, what does the different environment, what kind of challenges does it pose? Because sight lines are different feel, obviously.
Yeah, I guess just kind of have to feel it out tomorrow. I haven't played an outdoor game since my junior year in high school, so and that was it's going to be a little bit different atmosphere tomorrow night. So yeah, we're just going to stick together, and I think keeping it simple early is going to be important for us, the first 5 and the last 5 of the period. So like I said, we're excited to get going, and it's obviously a huge game for us.
You mentioned you guys are going to stick together. That's one thing that's really developed this year is the character of that room. You're a big part of that. What has come together? Why has that come together so well that everybody's willing to battle for the guy next to them as much as they are for themselves?
Yeah, I think it's just the group we have, and the leadership group we have. It's been great all year. We've had each other's backs, and I think a good example of that yesterday is, we're down 3-1 late in the third, and I think maybe years prior we would have folded, and we came back and tied the game and got a huge point, and D'Lo sticking up for Yorkie there, it kind of got us going, and but I just think, yeah, it's our group, our character, and Torts is a big part of that, and the guys in the room.
And it's an important element to have, because you can have all the talent in the world. If you don't have that character in that room, none of it really translates to the ice anyway.
No, you're right. And it's important, especially these last couple months of the year, and to see where we fall in the standings. And we just need to keep going and continue to work with each other and stick with each other here.
Well, enjoy this experience and the game against the Devils. Thanks for doing this, Seals.
Yep, thanks.
All right, there he is, Nick Seeler, in advance of the Flyers-Devils Stadium Series game. Another look here down on the ice. You can see the Devils getting assembled on the ice to go out for a team picture. The only reason I know that is because you see a big ladder out on the ice right now, and they're wearing their game jerseys. They will take those off after the team picture, and they will put on their practice jerseys, and they'll go through their practice session here at MetLife Stadium as well. So Flyers-Devils tonight. We will break down the Stadium Series coming up tomorrow. Make sure you join us also tonight for a special extended 1-hour-long pregame show, as Brian Smith and I will bring you all the coverage from MetLife Stadium, and we'll have some more interviews as well and exclusive content. So look for that coming up tonight at 7 on the Flyers Broadcast Network, and we'll break this game down tomorrow. Important hockey game, very important 2 points. We'll see if the Flyers can get the win over the New Jersey Devils. Everybody, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll sign off from MetLife Stadium, and tomorrow we'll be back with another brand new Flyers Daily.